Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show. My name is Jack and today we will compare two of my espresso machines. So we will play with Descent and we will compare it with Flair Pro 2. Yes, so we will compare the machine that costs 3 grand or more against the machine that costs 300 or so. By the end of this video I want to answer one question. Do you have to spend big bucks to enjoy a nice espresso at home? I've talked about both of those machines on this channel before, but if you already know a thing or two about espresso, then that machine will help you to reach that next level, or two or three. But yeah, that's what I like about it. So it's this machine is never boring. Shot after shot, you learn something, you discover something. It allows you to develop all the nuances from your shots. Some of the most popular profiles on this machine are the lever style machines. And we have a lever style machine here. Well, this is a lever machine here. So you may ask, how accurate are they? Is what they call a Cremina style shot, does it really taste like a Cremina shot from the Cremina machine? Is Londinium style shot, does it really taste like if I had a Londinium machine, and so on? I don't know, because I don't have a Londinium, I don't have a Cremina, but I have few lever machines. I have a La Pavoni, I moved it somewhere else for today, but I also have that Flair Pro 2, and I have to say this is a surprisingly good machine. I think today, instead of talking too much about either of those machines, because honestly I could spend good 10 minutes talking about the Descent and few minutes about talking about the Flair Pro 2 as well. So maybe today I will just show you a few similarities and a few differences. Okay, as always, I do not do rehearsals of those videos. So I just kind of go with the flow, you know. So if I miss something, as always, you can correct me or you can point something in your comments. Let's start with the similarities. Neither of these machines got a boiler. Descent's got a water tank underneath. Well, Flair, not so much. Both of those machines are capable of pulling great shots. Descent can produce the shots of many different styles. Flair Pro 2, well, it is a lever machine. So a lever style profile would be the one that this machine's got, but I've seen videos, you may play with kind of a turbo shots, you may think about the blooming shots, so not as many profiles as on the Descent, obviously less accurate, but it is possible to pull different style shots. There is a water tray here, which is kind of a shallow one, but it is okay for this machine. And there is a water tray here as well, but this water tray is just well, it can catch few drips. What I like to use after I finish my shot, I use something like this. Both of those machines, at least in theory, can take with you for holidays, because they both come in a carrying bags. Flair Pro 2 comes in that nice carrying case, and inside you've got pretty much everything apart from the kettle, the coffee scale, and the coffee itself. I have my Descent suitcase somewhere else, I won't show you, but yeah, you can take this one for holidays as well. Now, first difference, and now we're talking about the differences. This one weighs 19 kg, this one just weighs few kg, so I can see myself, 3 I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, I can see myself taking this. In fact, I'm planning to do it in one of my future videos, to take it away for holidays and see how it is. This one, if you travel by car, yes, I wouldn't put it on a plane. There is a tablet here. Well, there isn't a tablet here, but instead of tablet, we've got this, and this makes a good machine an awesome machine. So that's a pressure gauge. That pressure gauge helps you a lot with extracting good espressos, And also, as I mentioned before, with playing with different styles of shots, different profiles. Well, kind of another obvious thing, Flair Pro 2 is an espresso machine, an espresso machine only. So if you want a milk-based drinks, you need to think about the ways of steaming your milk. Decent. People criticize it that there is not enough steam power. For me, it's perfect. It takes about 30-40 seconds to reach that around 70 degrees. I am not very good at steaming milk. I mean, I'm getting better and better, but I tried a GS3 which can steam milk in a few seconds, and honestly that was terrible. It's too fast. It doesn't work for me. So there is no boiler here, but you've got a thermal block, so that will heat up the water. This one, you need a kettle, or you need hot water, really, really hot water. And it's not just for the coffee itself, but you also need something that helps you to heat up everything, because the thermal management with this machine is crucial. Some people put a group head and the portafilter on top of the kettle. What I do, I keep it on my kitchen, and slowly it's getting hot. So that thermal management makes the difference. That makes the one, apart from grinding and how fine or otherwise you grind, that makes a huge difference between a good espresso and a great espresso. Heat up time of this one is around 5 minutes, 4-5 minutes. This one, basically it only takes as long as it takes to boil the kettle. If you don't have much space on the counter, then obviously you will go for this. But just remember, you need some space on top when you move the lever up. This one fits perfectly. And it's not a big machine. That was one of the reasons that I took it, apart from it being awesome. Not saying this one is difficult, but you have to put some effort. Yeah, you have to think about heating up everything. Multiple shots. Not extremely difficult, you can pull multiple shots, but not as easy as on a decent, obviously, or to be honest, any semi-automatic machine. But for the moment, let's forget about it. Let's forget about all those pros and cons, similarities and differences. Let's pull shot, or let's pull 2 shots. One on decent, one on Flair Pro 2. And let's see if machine that is 10 times cheaper can produce the shot that is as good or maybe even better than the machine that costs more. And the other question, were kind of related, how lever style shots on decent compare with the lever shot on the lever machine. The coffee we're using today, it's a hard and graft coffee. And this particular coffee, it's a coffee from China. Yes, even the coffee nowadays comes from China. Very good, by the way. Naturally processed coffee. Tasting notes, chocolate ganache, peach cordial and strawberries. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the way they normally do tasting notes for any given coffee, they do a cupping. So the tasting notes that you've got on the bag are the tasting notes from the cupping. This particular company also provides on the internet, also provides tasting notes you can develop during while pulling espresso, and also tasting notes that you can develop while doing a pour over. So 3 different, well, not different, but three sets of tasting notes depending on the method you brew. Very interesting, and something I would like to see on with other producers, with other roasters as well. I will start with setting number 13 on the niche, and we will see. So 17 grams of coffee, I'm aiming for 34 grams of liquid. The way I will pull a shot, once you introduce the water to the group head, that's where the brewing process really starts, because suddenly the coffee is in the contact with the boiling water or very hot water. So I will hold it like that for maybe 15 seconds. Then I will apply pre-infusion for about 1 bar for another, let's say, 7-10 seconds. And then I will gradually increase the pressure up to the 9 bars and then we will be slowly going down. Would be nice if we get a shot in around a minute time, but I'm not obsessed with the time. If I don't feel resistance, and that's, by the way, that's a crucial difference between those two machines. The descent, depending on the profile you choose, the machine takes all the informations from there are lots of sensors in the group head, and inside the machine there is a brain, there is a processor. It takes all the informations from the group head and uses all those algorithms to move the shot from one stage to another. Okay, so the machine kind of does it for you. Lots of smart people worked to develop all those. Flair, it's what you see on the gauge. You can put a mirror underneath to see the coffee flow. There is a mirror, by the way, there is a mirror on the descent here, so you can see your shot. One of the most important things is the feedback from the lever itself. If you feel that pack is eroding, you can slow down. If you feel the coffee is not dripping at all, probably you choke the machine, so then you may consider grinding finer. But if you maintain constant pressure, there's a chance the shot might not be the best, but there's a chance that you will still get a good shot. So you listen to your experience and the feedback from the lever, and your brain, your processor helps you with the rest. So let's pull a shot. Okay, so pre-infusion, and now we're ramping up the pressure. Okay, and we'll be slowly ramping down. So 34 grams I'm aiming for. I have to say the shot looks very inviting. Have a look, nice crema, nice thick crema on top. It took few attempts to dial it in, but I wanted to dial it in properly because that's an important comparison we're doing today. And also there is that one major difference, Flair Pro 2 being what, 45 millimeters basket, 44, 45, 46. Descent is 58, so you have to grind coarser for Flair because the basket is deeper. So 17 grams for the Flair is spreads differently. So very sweet, very inviting aroma. That crema so thick. Let's taste the shot. So the first shot I pulled was kind of a bitter. This one is nice, winey, little bit of fruits, but what I taste the most is that, yeah, that kind of a winey tarts. Very pleasant shot, maybe slightly too bitter. Chocolate, yes. Strawberries, yes. If we call the winey taste the strawberry taste. Peach cordial, I wouldn't say it's a peach cordial, but a very nice thick shot and very good looking, satisfying shot. Maybe peaches as well, yeah, but more like an iced tea with some peaches. So now let's pull a shot on a descent. So for the descent I will use a traditional lever machine style shot. The same ratio, 17 grams of coffee, I will be aiming for about 34 grams of liquid. For the descent I have to grind finer. So for the Flair it was 19 on the niche. For descent I will start with around 11, we will see. Profile itself I slightly modified, but it is very similar. So it starts with the pre-infusion, then ramp up the pressure and then slowly ramp it down. I just want to make it a bit longer. I'm aiming for high 40, maybe 50 seconds if possible. We will lower the peak pressure to 10 seconds. And maybe slightly longer pre-infusion. That should hit the spot. Okay, so again, that crema was much thicker on the shot from Flair. So this shot took 44 seconds. It looks good, it looks nice, but yeah, if you're a fan of crema, definitely Flair is your machine. Smells exactly the same, nice, sweet, almondy, and kind of a green aromas. Let's taste it. Okay, now we're talking. Much better than the first shot from Descent. A bit more body to this shot than the first one. There is a sourness, again, winey tarts, peach maybe on the background. To be honest, guys, I'm kind of in shock because I was well, I knew that the Flair Pro 2 is good, but I was expecting the Descent to be much better. The first shot from Descent was worse than that top shot from Flair. The second shot from Descent, very similar to the shot from Flair, taste-wise. Possibly that shot on Flair was silkier, the texture was slightly better. I mean, this one is good, especially when you compare to the first shot, but still that silkiness from the Flair was wow. So I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Obviously, yes, you can choose different profiles on Descent, and as you know, if you've seen few of my previous videos, Londinium gives like a really nice thick texture, but I didn't want to use Londinium for every video. As for today, I think very narrowly, but I think Flair Pro 2 produced a better shot, slightly better. Okay, this was very good. Nothing. I love my Descent, yeah, but I enjoyed that shot from Flair Pro 2 a bit more. Yes, you can play, you can experiment with on the Descent, and eventually you will. So if the theme of this video is, can you produce the best ever shot on a Descent? Yes, but you would spend some time, lots of coffee wasted, and then eventually you would pull a better shot, yes. But when we compare shot with shot, for today, the Flair Pro 2 won, and that's a surprise. Answer to the question, do you have to spend a lot to make a good espresso? The answer is not necessarily. You have to spend wisely. I mean, I still strongly believe that Descent is a great machine, and it's better because of the possibilities that it offers. If you are a coffee hobbyist, this is definitely a machine for you. But if you want to pull a great, well, if you only have let's say Flair Pro 2, and you ask yourself a question, how much am I missing in terms of taste? Well, not much actually. The chances are that you might be pulling at least the same or maybe even a better tasting shots. Guys, if you are still here, the video probably won't be very long, but it took me so many attempts to dial in those two machines properly. Definitely click like and subscribe. Plenty more things are coming. Anything, any observations, anything that you would like me to correct, leave the comments, please. At some point we will be comparing Descent with my La Pavoni. At some point we will be comparing Flair Pro 2 with La Pavoni, and a few other things. I have so many ideas, but for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack. This is my coffee show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye.